Yo, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on these guys right here. They're so close to being bad boys, I'm just saying. So don't write them off just yet, okay? Just wait. But this is the D-Rose 10. Now before we get started, we did want to give a quick big thank you and shout out to our video sponsor, who is Lifetime, and that's where we are right now. Lifetime in Folsom, California. This place is amazing. It's the nicest facility I've ever been to. Probably one of the nicest basketball courts I've ever played on, other than an NBA style court, so this is like the second best thing. Not only does Lifetime have some of the most state-of-the-art equipment, as well as just a ton of stuff included in your monthly package. No, that's what it is. It's the monthly package that you have your price point for, okay? Fired? Again? But not only do they have all that awesome good stuff, but they also have one of the best basketball leagues for men in the nation. It's at all of their Lifetime locations. If you were interested in joining Lifetime, all you gotta do is click the link in the description box below. It'll head you over to their website where you can read all about it. And for anybody curious or that's in this area, the Folsom, Sacramento area and all that stuff, or the surrounding area, if you are part of Lifetime, or even if you're not and you just wanna come here and check it out, I've been coming here every Thursday now and we play some pickup runs over there and it's really awesome. I really love it here. So if you wanted to join me like on court. We get comments of that all the time, you know what I mean? So if you wanted to come hoop with me, come on down, man. I love to hoop with everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, how inexperienced or experienced, doesn't matter. I don't care if you break my ankles, I don't care if I break yours. It's just basketball. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you guys can see, this is the traction pattern on the D-Rose 10. We've got a lot of herringbone everywhere, and in conjunction with that, we have my second, or maybe my first, it depends on which day you ask, which one of these two patterns are my favorite, but we have a spiral or radial traction pattern right here, and this stuff right here, it worked really, really well most of the time, except at select courts that remain super dusty at all times, and they shall remain nameless, but I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. So we're gonna talk about the fit real quick, and then we're gonna go right back into the traction, get a little bit more detail there. But this is my favorite segment, my Mr. Rogers segment. Shout out to EJ Customs, by the way, with these slick Nightwing custom Air Jordan 1 lows. These are fresh. If you haven't seen the video on these, click right here. Shameless plug all day. But these guys have been a pain in the ass to find, first off. So the only size that they had left in these was a half a size down from my true size, which worked out perfectly because Adidas, you know, it's a hit or a miss depending on the model, but these do run a little bit long, so I would recommend going down half a size. Something that I wanted to showcase right before we get into everything though is, I don't know how well you can see all that inside there. See all those pillows, all that kind of good fluffy stuff inside. That really cups this area and keeps it comfortably while it's resting against the sprint frame-like TPU little support chassis right there. So I think that's awesome. Something that I dislike though, look at this tongue, man. Like, what is this? This tongue is getting folded up, bunched up. There's no bungees anywhere. There should be like a 3/4 booty in there just to make it a little bit more comfortable, a better fit, because this tongue goes all over the place all the time. Now what I like here is, for one, the upper is just really nice. It wraps around your foot really nicely and all that stuff. It's got great leather on there. Not quite as great as Kobe 1 Protro after breaking in, but it's pretty close. And then I also like that they put these little grommets, they're little metal things, in the eye stay, and that just keeps the leather intact so it doesn't stretch it out too much in those areas. Now quick, Robin, to the rack of balls for days. So I'm already feeling all that sound's coming from these shoes here. And I tell you guys all the time that sound or squeak doesn't mean anything. But your traction could be super silent, it could be, you know, super screechy and squeaky and all that stuff, and that does not mean anything, because I can already feel it right here, that even as nice as this floor is, like, there's just a slight delay. Not anything crazy. It's way worse at some other gyms, but I'm just letting you know that these don't have like a ferocious bite despite how loud they are. They're like a chihuahua. You know what I mean? They're super loud on the court, all that stuff, but that don't mean nothing. Doesn't mean nothing. It could be as loud as all hell up in here, and it just doesn't feel like it's gonna really grip like certain other shoes that I've been playing in recently. So like I was saying, the lateral side right there and the heel has that herringbone, so great for linear coverage. So if you're moving, quick stops, all that stuff. And then for every other type of movement, you have the radial pattern, and that goes in every direction. So it doesn't matter what kind of move you're going in, you can come here, pop there, drag. You're gonna get great coverage no matter what, except for if there's dust. but having a pattern like this is better than not. If you guys remember a long time ago, the D-Rose 2 and the 2.5s, they had something similar where the traction was split in half. One half was kind of like this really cool radial pattern, and the other half was this really weird pattern that almost looked like cement print. And half of the traction were great, half of it was kind of So that's kind of what these are like. So sometimes if there's dust, like I was saying, it'll kind of get affected heavily. The more force you put on that, the better it's gonna adhere to the ground. But overall, it could have been a little bit better. I was slightly disappointed with the setup because I was expecting great things from it. But unless you're on a court like this, that's like really, really clean, you're gonna be wiping these things all day. Now the cushion setup on these guys is full length bounce. We're used to that with budget lines like the Dame line. Unfortunately, the Rose line is not a budget line as far as price is concerned, but they're kind of giving us their budget material, I guess, in the cushion department. Now I love bounce. That's not me throwing shade or anything like that at Adidas. I just wish that things were a little bit more consistent, almost like their sizing. I just wish that things were a little more consistent in that front, because we've been having the 150, 160 D Roses for a few years now, but we've been getting Boost, their premium cushion, and now all of a sudden we get what we get in a $105 or $110 or $115 shoe, which is bounce. And so it's confusing to a consumer like myself, where I'm kind of like, what exactly is the reason to have those things done to, you know, the price point? Like, where am I getting that price reflected in this shoe, other than maybe the upper itself? Now, as far as how it feels, it's not the best bounce cushion setup that I've ever used, but it's good enough, you know what I mean? Like, it's not anything crazy. It's nice and wide and all that stuff, so you can see the outrigger section, the kind of feet you wear looking section. So you got a lot of flexibility, mobility. It's able to move and all of that stuff without any real issues, and it's covering you from a cushion standpoint pretty well, giving you a lot of court feel and all that stuff at the same time, which is great for a speedier player. Not me, but like D Rose, you know what I mean? Or at least MVP D Rose. Although current D Rose is still super fast. I know I couldn't chase after him. So if you're looking for a bounce setup as far as being the best bounce setup, this is not the shoe that I would recommend. I would still go with the Dame line, but this is kind of like right behind that. Now the materials are kind of like the best part about this shoe. It's full on leather. It's leather everything. It's not the best leather. It feels great right out of the box, but the more that I was playing in them, the more it was stretching, which means it's kind of like a cheaper cut. So initially I compared it to Kobe Pro leather, which is awesome leather, or not all colorways, but some of them. Now this guy is not quite on that level after playing in them. It still feels good. It's better than a lot of stuff that's available right now in the market. If you're looking for something similar to leather, like there's not a lot that's gonna be able to mimic that properly. So going with a setup like this, if that's the type of material you want, that's what you're gonna get here. So that's what I would go with. But if you're somebody that likes a lot of breathability, a lightweight shoe that doesn't require any break-in time, that doesn't stretch over time and all of that stuff, not exactly sure if you're gonna love the setup. But this stuff right here, it's just really, really soft, premium feeling and all of that stuff. Like I said, the only thing that I had a real big problem with is sometimes right around this area, it feels like it's stretched too much, and then I have to really yank these up, and then that's when I start to cut off circulation right here. Now, like I was saying earlier when I was putting the shoes on, as far as fit is concerned, if you can find your size anywhere, go down half a size. If you go true to size, you're gonna have a little bit of extra length, and on top of that, when the material starts to stretch, you're gonna have lackluster lateral support and containment overall. Speaking of support and containment, these guys are very similar to the D Roses of the past. So I'm talking about the 1, the 1.5, the 2, 2.5, the 3 had it too, so did the 4, all the way up until they stopped using those sprint frames. That's essentially what this little plastic TPU panel is, that thing with the 3 stripes that extends all the way up to the front. The difference is that this is not a sprint frame. It just mimics what the overall sprint frame does. So it keeps you contained and caged onto the footbed, but it is not the footbed itself, which is what the old sprint frames used to be. So those things, if you guys remember, man, they used to pinch like crazy, like all here and all that stuff. They got rid of that medial sidewall and everything. So those things needed a ton of break-in time. They used to use them on the old Crazy Lights too. So you don't get any of that kind of pain or anything like that with these guys. These are just ready to go right out the box. The base is super wide, nice and flat. Got that kind of like extended outrigger section right there, but you don't sit inside the midsole, which is where the material and the stretching right here could have been improved greatly. If you would have sat inside of a slightly higher sidewall right here, I think that you would have noticed less the way that the material kind of stretches over time. And that pretty much takes care of it for the performance review on the D Rose 10. I do think that it is way better than last year's model. The D Rose 9 was the worst shoe of 2018. And these guys right here, while they might not be on my top picks list, they're still not a bad shoe, especially if you could find them for a decent price. Granted, if you can find them at all. But if you need any more information on these guys right here, click the link in the description box below. It'll head you over to WearTesters.com, where you can read about, a little bit more information from myself, their price, their weight, their scores, all that kind of good stuff. If you are interested in joining one of the best gyms in the world, go ahead and click that other link. It'll take you over to Lifetime. You can check it out. Come out here on Thursdays, join me, give me a hard time, give me some buckets, all that stuff. Maybe I'll give you a couple. Oh, not today. But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support. And I hope that you guys enjoy your day. So until next time, guys, have a good one. So if you've made it this far, what day is today? Like in our 12 days of giveaways?
Day 6.
So we have a new giveaway winner, and all that stuff actually matches your Feliz Navidad. What?
It's Christmas time.
Okay, so E2 Garcia, he's one of our WearTesters Discord community members. He's a gold member. All of our giveaways are reserved for gold members. However, this holiday season, we will be doing something special for some of the random blue members that we do have and all that stuff. But if you want to know what it means to be a Discord community member, click the link in the description box below. You'll find out that it means pretty much everything as far as like keeping this channel running. We're one of the few sneaker channels on YouTube that's actually independent.
Yep.
We don't get paid by brands and all that stuff. Not that we haven't had opportunities, just that I declined them all because you can't pay us to review something. I think that that's unethical. So, these are yours. These are awesome. This is the Marquee Boost Low. I think that this colorway is fresh.
This colorway is weird because it has little cat paws on the side.
Yeah, so there's cat paws or dog paws on the side, and then on the bottom it's like a checkered print. Like a old like barbershop or an old workshop, like a car shop, a garage.
Bathroom floor.
Carbon fiber of the Air Jordan 11, you know, racing checkers. It could be anything. I don't know what these are referring to, but you don't see it on this side, so it's okay. So these are going to be sent your way. So thank you so much for being a WearTesters Discord community member, and that pretty much takes care of it. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around this far, and until the next video.
Day 7. I think we should spoil some of the blue members in video 7.
Okay, sounds good to me. Peace.